Good morning, everybody. This is R. Grace Rodriguez, and I'm a certified bankruptcy specialist with the California State Bar, and I'm here to explain to you what a reaffirmation agreement is. So a reaffirmation agreement is most commonly found if you're contemplating filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a liquidation bankruptcy where you have no assets that you can liquidate. You are not making enough money to pay back your creditors, so you are looking to have your debt forgiven. And of course, it is a mark against your credit, but it's not a serious one enough that it doesn't warrant removing debt that you cannot afford to pay back within a 2 to 3 year period. If you can't pay back your debt in 2 to 3 years, you should probably consider doing a bankruptcy and getting a fresh start. That being said, many people are afraid to file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy because they're paying for a car. And oftentimes I hear debtors tell me that they're afraid that they're going to lose their car if, in fact, they file bankruptcy. But there's nothing further from the truth. You actually do get to hang on to your car, but you may have to sign what's called a reaffirmation agreement. Now understand, a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is you're telling the world, I'm not going to pay you back. But we don't want to tell that to your car creditor because then they'll want to come pick up the car. And if you're like me, I can't be without my car. So that being said, you'll sign an agreement that says, even though I'm saying I'm not going to pay anybody back anything, I am willing back to pay back my car, and that's called I'm reaffirming. So that's the document you sign. It's a reaffirmation. And what you're telling the world is that despite my filing bankruptcy, I do plan to pay my car, and I'm going to keep paying. Now understand something. Reaffirmation agreements, however, are subject to court approval. The court has to approve it. And that can be kind of a scary thing because it will require you to go in front of a judge and ask the judge to approve your reaffirmation agreement. Now you'll say, Renee, but why don't you go and do that? You're my lawyer. Well, it doesn't work that way because the reaffirmation agreements where the attorneys have to sign is we become responsible, or it could be interpreted that we become responsible if you don't pay. So there's hardly any attorneys that will sign off on your reaffirmation agreement. That being said, however, it's very simple procedure. They make it very easy. There's 2 things you need to know about your reaffirmation agreement. When you sign and you send it back to your lender, they're going to file with the court a motion to have it approved. You must go to that hearing. Now, if you sign the reaffirmation agreement, you go to your hearing, and you keep making your payments and you're not late on your payments, you keep your car. It doesn't matter if the judge approves it or doesn't approve it. But it's also very important you understand the difference between what happens if the judge approves it and if the judge decides not to approve it. Now, some of the reasons why a judge wouldn't approve it is if the loan that you're reaffirming is for a car that you co-signed for a family member or friend. A co-signed loan, a judge doesn't want you to be on the hook because remember, the reaffirmation agreement says you will agree to continue to be liable for that debt regardless what happens to that car. So if the car's in a major accident and you don't have gap insurance and it's a huge loss, you're still stuck with the debt if the judge approves it. And that's the benefit you have of going to court, because then you can make a decision right then and there, and there are volunteer attorneys there who will help you make the decision whether you want the judge to approve it or not. In most cases, if your car is more valuable than what you owe on it, the interest rate is reasonable, and you feel you can truly afford the payments, you can ask the judge to approve your reaffirmation agreement, and oftentimes your lender will continue to report your credit, and it gives you a way to rebuild your credit. So under those circumstances, you may want to go ahead and ask the judge to approve your reaffirmation agreement. However, you might not want the judge to approve it if it's a co-signed loan, because if the family member or friend can't pay, no matter how much they love you and they don't have a job that they can pay with, it doesn't matter how much love they have for you in the world, you're still going to be on the hook, and it's your wages that are going to get garnished if the judge approves it and it doesn't get paid. So that's one of the reasons you might want to say, nah, I'm not going to reaffirm it. But keep in mind this, even if the judge doesn't approve it, as long as you make the payments or the family member or friend continues to make the payments, you're in good shape because they're not going to come get the car as long as you're paying. At least that's the current state of affairs in this bankruptcy district. Other districts may vary, but in the Central District in California, this is what applies. Now, you can go into court and you can tell the judge, you know what, Your Honor, I've changed my mind. The car's worth significantly less than what I owe on it. So if something were to happen to the car, the insurance is only going to pay off part of the loan. I don't want to be responsible for the rest of it if something happened. Or if you're thinking, this car, the transmission's starting to go. It's not a very good car. Who knows? I may want to abandon this car later, but I'll keep paying it for while I'm using it, and that's okay too. So you can ask the court, please do not approve my reaffirmation agreement. And the same result will happen. As long as you keep paying, they won't come pick up the car, but they won't report good credit either. And chances are they're not going to let you back online to pay online. You'll have to pay by phone every month, which is kind of a drag. And they probably won't send you a statement. You'll have to call them and ask them what your balance is in order to pay it off whenever you're ready. But as long as you make the payments, you won't have any problem with your car. So hopefully I've explained in great detail how the reaffirmation agreements work and help you have enough information to be able to make that decision, whether you want the court to approve it or not. Thank you for listening. My name is R. Grace Rodriguez, Certified Bankruptcy Specialist. I'm here in Chatsworth, California. Call me anytime if you want to strategize. Bye.